two, let's say, parameters, which is the moisture content and which is the temperature. So the same equipment can be used in Russia in wintertime and maybe in Turkey in summertime. The same equipment, but the air is going to be different, right? So this means that we need to think about the air and to play in how can we adjust the cooling, because the target is come out with a cool pellet. I know we know that the target of cooling is that pellets should come 5 degrees maximum above ambient temperature. But by the other side, we need to remember that there is a 100-to-1 ratio between how temperature is released and moisture is released. This means that temperature releases 100 times faster than water. And when we put steam, we're not just putting temperature, we're putting water. Steam is water. So when we go into the pellet, into the cooler, and we put air, depending the time and depending the amount of air and the speed of the air, we're going to cool faster or less. So we need to make sure that we're cooling 5 degrees maximum above, and we also need to take in account that if moisture is going to take longer to release the pellet, probably the pellet is going to be not so stable when it comes out of the cooler than maybe 20 minutes later. Maybe 20 minutes later, the moisture is released and the pellet is more stable, right? So probably some of you have seen that when you have a ready product which has been on a silo, ready product silo, maybe half an hour, the quality is better than if you just blow the truck just after the cooling. And that's just physics. It's not a matter of equipment, it's physics, right? So, cooling has to do also with contamination. That's another of our targets, especially when working in poultry feed. So we cannot play with warm pellets going into a truck, having condensation. This will bring contamination, etc., etc. Right? So cooling is very, very important. Okay, another issue, which is very important. If we want to be efficient at the feed level, we're talking about that we need to produce on long production ranges. Okay? This means that if I try to work like this, I need to have place, I need to have room to leave the product I'm producing. Okay? So this means that the bulk station on a feed mill is a definite issue in order to be efficient. If I have a very short bulk station, this means that I need to make pellets on a short production range and load the trucks, right? So probably I'm working just on time to load the trucks, right? And that's going to give me a disadvantage in terms of the way of producing that. So the bulk station on a new feed mill, or let's say something that is producing on a high capacity, is a definite issue. The feed mill we're going to visit this afternoon, I was going to take maybe 5-6 years ago, they had a big extension of the bulk road. And that's because you need to have room to put the things. Easy to understand. Okay, logistics. Just think about that. These are figures of our distribution cost. One of the things we're going to visit tomorrow. And if the cost of production in our situation can be on the range of 14-15 euros per ton, depending on the amount, type of feed mill or so, the distribution of the work truck to the farm happens to be something like this. So this means that this is a very key issue and to consider in your situation. And this sometimes is something that is done by external companies that do the work for us. So it's very important. This means that sometimes we're not able to send the feed as far as we would like because the cost will not go up. Maintenance, cleaning, disinfection, biosecurity. Very important. trucks. So transport is one of the vehicles of contamination that needs to be considered. The field we will visit this afternoon, we will see that all trucks, they arrive, and the first thing they do is they go to a disinfection station. And if they don't do it, the automation system will know that they're contaminated. So this means that this is very important, and especially this issue when some type of problem like swine fever or this disease in the States and so on is happening. One of the biosecurity measures that needs to be considered is the trucks. So that the trucks is what can spread some type of disease, right? And this needs to be considered. Planning. This means that the feed mill usually has a smart guy who receives the orders and who decides how the feed mill should produce those orders and decide how should the trucks be loaded in order to assist the customers. So probably if our equipment is able to help us on this, this is going to give us an advantage. Think about that maybe the feed mills that working with 500 references, 1,000 references, many customers, many areas, many type of feeds. So it means that if our system has some type of tool for planning, that's going to be a big advantage in order to try to be efficient.